Hey guys, Tony's Board Life here. Got something in. The fun thing about this time of year is that, and as I get my lighting set up here, the fun thing about this time of year is we have a lot of sales going on. So I decided to do something a little different. So I ordered some games that I have not really played from a company that I have not bought from, but I wanted to try it out and see what happens. So it's kind of wanted to try. So it was buy one get one free. So I ended up getting 2 games out of this. So let's take a look and see what I got. So first of all, it is from Columbia Games. So we got a Columbia Games catalog. Pretty cool. Nice. So we're going through here. Looking good. Medieval RPG Fantasy. Julius Caesar, Richard III. Those are the PC versions. Quebec, 1759. And then Slapshot, which I've seen played, looks pretty fun. So there's that. So what games did I get? Well, obviously, I got, first of all, the War of 1812. And then the other one I got is Richard III, the War of the Roses. So why don't I go ahead? We're going to go do a nice unboxing of these real quick here. So let me go ahead and get to that, and we'll start off. Let's start off with Richard III. Okay, Richard III, The War of the Roses. Richard III is a game that recreates the dynastic struggle between the royal houses of York and Lancaster. Strutting across the game stages are Richard III and Edward IV, the Mad King Henry VI with his wife Queen Margaret, Henry Tudor and Warwick, and the notorious Kingmaker. Designed by Tom Dagladish and Jerry Taylor, who also did, obviously, Hammer of the Scots and Crusader Rex. So, this is a picture of the map. So, what we get in it's for 2 players, 12, time to 1 to 3 hours. We have color map of England, 63 wooden blocks, 25 cards, game rules, and 4 dice. So, let's go ahead and get it out of the shrink wrap. So I've removed the shrink wrap, and one thing that you do need to know about these games is they're typically a sleeve box. So in this case, we'll flip this to the side, and then the sleeve comes off. And then you can open the goodness. Okay, so let's take a look here. So, got a whole bunch of blocks and some dice. You have your cards here. Let's do a quick look here. We got our cards here. So, treason, muster, piracy, George Plantagenet. So we have the Plantagenets. We have the Tudors. We got Richard Plantagenet. So, by the way, there's if you're really interested, there's a great series on Stars called The White Queen that goes over this time period. I recommend it very highly. I watched the whole thing. It's absolutely wonderful. Oh, that rubber band did not last. Oh well. I'll have to also find out card sleeves for this size cards. So we've got our map. By the way, it's not mounted, but it's the harder map stock, the harder card stock. We'll look at that in a minute here. We have our sheet of stickers. Oh, good. They'll come off easy. My biggest issue is when we get stickers is when they don't come off the sleeve really easily, and this actually does, so that's good. Oh, and we have our Tudors and our Plantagenets, so that's interesting. Okay, then we have our game rules, which let's go ahead and get into that just a little bit more. Okay, Richard III. So, game turn. The game turns consist of 3 campaigns, each is 7 game turns for a total of 21 game turns, and a political turn links the campaigns. Each game has 4 phases. Each game turn has 4 phases. There's a card phase, action phase, battle phase, and supply phase. And we have Henry of Lancaster. We have Margaret of Anjou. And then we have Richard III. So we have the map board. Different things about the map board here. What are what, sea zones, islands, crowns, what everything means. We have our history of the Richard Plantagenet, Duke of York. And then Edward Plantagenet, Earl of March. Edward IV. And then we have our armies with each types of things going on here. We have our Henry Holland, Duke of Exeter. And then a few more things. Set up, where we need to set up the game. Action cards, land moves, that types of things. Then a little bit about George Plantagenet. Henry VI, Part 3, Act 2, Scene 3, Scene 2. So a little bit of Shakespeare there. And then you have Richard Plantagenet, the Duke of Gloucester. Who's Richard III. And then we got quite a bit of things. So battle sequences, so that's what we got there. Then we have our supply phase. And then finally, our political turn that goes in between, and victory. And then a good index, all of 8 pages. So that is the rules. So I had to expand out the map here. The view to show the map. But the map, as you can see, is absolutely gorgeous. Like I said, it's not a hard mounted, but it's not paper either. It's that thicker cardstock. So we have Sussex down here, Oxford, Middlesex, Essex, Kent, Dorset, Somerset, Gloucester, Glamorgan, Cornwall, Wilts, Derby, not Derby, that's Derby, unless somebody corrects me, but I don't know why the city would be called, or the county would be called Derby when everything they pronounce is Derby. South York, North York, East Yorks, Cumbria, we have Scotland, Northumbria, and of course London's down in here. So, and then Kent. So this is a pretty good looking map. Nice quality map on that. So with that, that's the map. That's what's in Richard III. Let's go ahead. I'm going to pack this up, and then we're going to go ahead and look at the War of 1812. On to the War of 1812. Again, Columbia Games. This was they had a buy one, get one free offer. So I definitely wanted to take advantage of that. Richard III looked absolutely phenomenal. Nice short rule set. Looks like it'll be fun to play. Now, let's take a look at the War of 1812. Again, this is a sleeve. So they've got to save quite a bit of money on that, and I don't really mind that. The sleeves are okay. I'm okay with the sleeves, because then all you need to do is buy a bunch of these boxes that are nondescript, and it probably saves them money on boxes, because boxes are quite expensive. Okay, so while we had red and white blocks, here we have red and blue box. Here, so looks pretty good. We'll put those to one side. We have our map here. Now I know this is a horizontal or landscape map, so we'll look at that in a minute. Quite a few less troops, less blocks than the other ones. So we have Wilkinson, Dearborn, Scott, Brown, Harrison, Ripley, Rensselaer, Hampton, Hull. Then we have Proctor, Brox, Drummond, Rottenberg, Robinson, Vincent, Sheaf, Rail, Prevost, Morrison. We have navy, so not too many blocks, so this could be interesting. And then we have our rules here. Oh, there's a sticker. Okay, and that's what's in the box. So let's take a look. Let's do a little bit deeper dive. Let's take a look at the rules. So these rules are, again, short, only 8 pages. So let's take a look here. We have map board, and let's take a look. So we have armies, game setup, turn sequence. So we have campaign years. The game is 3 campaigns. Each campaign year does 10 campaign turns, followed by a winter turn, victory supply check. Every campaign also turn has 2 alternate plays to start each campaign. So player turns. So we have campaign turns, then player turns. So we have the naval phase, the army phase, the battle phase, army battles, index, and oh, here we go. History of the War of 1812. So we have the campaign of 1812, 1813, 1814, and Treaty and Peace. Some of the interesting things about the War of 1812 is there was actually a battle after it had officially ended. The Battle of New Orleans only happened after it, and actually one of the generals for the British side was killed and was pickled and sent back, and he died after the peace treaty had been signed. Things where the technology got in the way of ending the war sooner than, or ending the fighting sooner than it did, or not ending the fighting soon enough. Now let's go ahead and let's get this map opened up and take a look at it. Again, we have one map, and it is definitely that that card stock again. So we have Lake Ontario, Lake Erie. By the way, I live like right here. So this is definitely something. Oh, it was printed in Canada. So we have Pittsburgh, Erie, Sandusky, Buffalo, Williamsburg, Oswego, Sackett's Harbor, Ogdensburg, Malone, Plattsburgh, Ticonderoga. Any of you Revolutionary War fans should know about that. We have our turn track, and then Albany, and so we have Quebec up here, Montreal, Locale, Prescott, Kingston, Smiths Creek, York, Dundas, Fort George, Fort Erie, Port Dover, London, London again, Detroit, and Amherstburg. So it'll be interesting to see. It's so we definitely have some. We have definitely some waterways here, so there's definitely some navy, so that'll be interesting to see how that works out. We have, I'm just going to mention this because I know this is the Finger Lakes regions of New York. So that's interesting. Okay, well, so this is it, which is kind of cool. I'm kind of curious to see how this plays out. Again, this map I thought it was a double-sided map, but it's not. It's only one row. So it's pretty small, and the blocks actually film pretty good. We'll see how that works out. So with that, that's the map. This is what you get with the War of 1812 by Columbia Games. I hope you enjoyed the look at and the look around. And if you have any questions or comments, please put them in the comment section. With that, everybody have a great day.